What was an embarrassing moment that you had and you did on a date?
So,
Okay, this city is too damn small.
I'm like sweating, right? Like I can feel like my jeans sticking to my thighs. And I was like, oh no, I really have to go to the bathroom. My name's Josh.
my name is Elena.
I'm Alistair.
My name is Susan.
What's the best date you've ever been on?
Probably within 30 minutes started talking about family and our goals. We actually found out we live pretty close to each other. So he actually took me over to his place and then he actually played piano. I definitely was just like, oh my god. But secretly had my foot flick in the back and swooning a little bit. He was also kind of nervous, I felt like. So it was kind of cute that he was trying to impress me.
I would say a bit of a riskier first date because like I said, you don't know the person, tickets are kind of expensive. That one was really fun because when I got to see a lot of artists I liked, it's really good, I think, to know when your date has a similar music taste to you. It was one of those things where I was like, oh, even if this didn't work out romantically, we still this thing that we have in common, which is we like a lot of the same bands.
My favorite dates are the ones who can get ratchet with me because then I know. So I used to go out a lot. I mentioned that and then they were like, let's go. And I was like, what do you mean, let's go? It's Tuesday. He's like, let's go. Somehow we ended up at Blondie's in the Mission. And they actually played really good hip hop on a Tuesday night and we just went clubbing on a Tuesday night. And that was memorable and I was like, okay, this guy can hang. He showed me his dance moves. They were interesting. I enjoyed them and it showed me that he was able to make a fool of himself. Or at least I thought he was making a fool of himself. I don't know what he thought. And then another sweet date was we just went to MoMA. He was really nice, really sweet, but I wasn't sure if he had a lot of interest outside of, tech bro coding stuff. And we went to MoMA and he actually turned out to be super into art. But he would be like, oh, this is from this artist. Do you this artist also did this, and this. And there's this piece I've been really wanting to see here somewhere in MoMA. We should go find it. And I was just really, really blown away and impressed by how much he knew about art and how passionate he was about it. And then I was like, oh, why do you know so much about it? And he's just like, oh, growing up, my parents dragged us to a lot of art museums as a kid, and I guess a lot of it has just sunk in, and so that was really cute to me because that's comes from family and all of that. So yeah, that was a sweet date. Memorable.
I was dating a guy long distance. It was mostly about the build-up. He would write me letters, but he would send them to my roommate in college, and she would lay them on my bed so that I would see them when I got home from class, and it was a mystery. But it would be day 7. I'd read it, and it was super sweet. Day 5, day 3, counting down the days for a mystery event until the last day I opened it up. It said, be at this, real famous part, my college, Court of Carolina, and look nice. So I rolled out there. I'm super pumped, kind of have a feeling, I might know what it is. But as I walked up, there's this semicircle of brick, and he had laid out candles all around the semicircle with a little beaver mascot from his university, a big bouquet of flowers. And out over yonder, across the field, he come out behind a tree, and I saw him. And so I start running, he starts running, we get a big bear hug. Everyone around us is clapping because they think it's some sort of proposal or something. But he takes me out to dinner, we get some juice, I don't know, we weren't 21 at the time, and then we go to a rose garden. It was really sweet, and I think it was just thoughtful because he had surprised me. And now we're engaged.
What was an embarrassing moment that you had and you did on a date?
One day I did have a lunch date and evening date. I do remember calling the evening date person by the wrong name.
This is another good example of why you shouldn't be too confident on a date. We get food at this Thai place. I was trying to look cool and I got the spiciest level that they had. I'm eating my food and it's way too hot for me. I'm sweating, right? I can feel my jeans sticking to my thighs. But then the spiciness hit my stomach and I was like, oh no, I really have to go to the bathroom. We were supposed to watch a movie after. At a movie theater, it's the worst time to use the bathroom, right? Every 15 minutes, it was I had to go to the bathroom again. I had to go to the bathroom again. That was super embarrassing. And then they were like, do you just want to go home? And I was like, no, I'm still having a time. I think there was just something funny in the food. I was blaming the restaurant for putting something in the food when it was my own stupidity for ordering something too spicy.
I can't tell you how many times I've been on a first date with someone and someone else that I've like dated has walked in the door.
Oh no.
And then I have to turn around and leave. If I'm already there, then I don't leave. But sometimes I've like walked into a bar and like seen like someone I've dated
Yeah.
and I'm like meeting with a date and I'm like, we gotta go somewhere else. And I haven't dated that many people. And I like change out the spots. This has happened at spots that I haven't chosen. So maybe all the men are choosing the same spots.
Oh, this is a good one. Oh, man. So, all right. So my fiance and I are, because it was terrible. So my fiance and I were long distance, and he lived in Boston because he went to school at MIT. So we always went around Boston, and part of our dates were just like, I'd save a receipt. I would save, a rock if we went to the beach, and, we put it in this box, and we'd open the box on New Year's every year, relive our dates. He took me out to the Max Brenner chocolate factory in Boston, and I was so pumped, love chocolate. We're eating our chocolate. They come by and they bring us a bill in in a tin, and it is such a cute little tin. And I'm like, I sign it and I look around and I go, Marcus, let's steal the tin. Let's just take it. And he was like, no, don't be stealing nothing. We can buy a tin. And I was like, no, it's fun for the box because we'll look back and we'll remember that time we went to a chocolate factory and I stole the tin. And because it's a date and we really don't hang out that much, I've been dressed to the nines. I'm in my formal wear. So I had this nice dress on, kind of short, and I'm tall, so it was real short. And I got my heels on, the 4-inch heels. And so I'm walking, but I start walking real fast because I done seen the waitress go to get our bill, and she's probably at this time wondering, where's the tin? And so I start hustling, and I'm hustling, walking real fast, and lo and behold, here come a flight of stairs. My heels trip on that stairs, and my ass hits every single stair on the way down. Everyone is looking at me. The waitresses, the wait staff, the guests, and my fiance just stares at me and busts out laughing. My dress had come up, my heel had broke. I literally had a heel in one hand, the shoe was on my foot, and it was so embarrassing, and this dang tin in my hand. So they all knew that I had tried to flee the scene with the tin and a broken shoe and my butt showing. And Marcus was just laughing at me. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed, actually, that later when he picked me up and helped me get up and we were walking back, we got into a huge fight because I was like, you just laughed at me. You let me fall and bust my tail in front of everyone. He was like, I'm sorry. That was hilarious. You should have seen how fast you were running and then how you felt. We still have that tin. They never did fuss at us or get onto us, but we still have the Max Brenner tin. And I remember it as the night that I made a of myself, and he laughed at me, and that was just karma for me trying to get away with it. It was terrible.
What was your proudest moment when dating?
I think every time the other person was able to have a good time was a proud moment. And then I think another proud moment that's kind of overshadowed or maybe even like frowned upon in the dating world is just if you're able to be friends with someone that you had gone on dates with, even if it like didn't work out romantically.
I used to ghost people, which I'm not proud of anymore.
Yeah.
And I think maybe like a year into ghosting or a year into dating, I was like, ghosting people is not the right move. This is not a nice thing for me to be doing. I should become a mature adult and like be able to have conversations about like, I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it was like when I started being able to send that after first or second date text, someone will be like, oh, like, I'd love to see you again. And instead of ignoring it forever, I would be like, oh, like, I had a really great time. I really appreciate meeting you, but I just didn't feel the connection, or I'm just not interested. I've borrowed templates from other people and have also now like turned it into my own. So that is my proudest moment, being able to have that uncomfortable conversation.
Proudest moment was just realizing that I'm worthy of love. It was like this weird time in my life, I think, where I didn't know what love is or was anymore. So it was just like this weird, like, oh, I'm dating for the sake of dating. Like, you're actually worthy of love. And also, it's not bad if you kind of put yourself first.
People say that you find love when you're not really looking. Did you find more success dating intentionally or more casually?
Casually, actually. When I think purposely like trying to find a relationship, even through apps and, through friends of friends. It just seemed like it never worked out. But my boyfriend and I now, we both dance. We weren't really looking for a relationship, but like we were interested, but like not really interested. If that makes sense. It's like this weird, like, you seem interesting, but I don't know if I want a relationship yet. I remember one of the dates were just kind of like, what are you looking for? I remember him saying, oh, like, I'm not really looking for a long-term relationship. In response, I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, me too. It was weird that I jumped to that like so quickly because I was afraid probably of commitment again. Now we've been together for almost 2 years. And it's just like crazy that how we started off, we were very like scared, I think very guarded, cautious. And that I feel like because we were able to admit that and then be really honest with each other. That's the secret. No, I don't know. Honesty.
The most success is when you're not looking for it because you're just prioritizing yourself. Especially in the case of like my fiance and I, which is the only real love story I have to go off of from a personal account. Him and I had our relationship built on friendship. We knew going into it that we were going to be nothing more than friends, and so we had no reason other than to be completely honest with each other. And he'd tell me about his dates, I would talk about mine, we would give each other advice, we'd tell each other the real dark stuff, the crazy stuff, our dreams, our ambitions, and it was just all uninhibited. At that point, we actually really got to know each other. And for me, because we weren't really playing a game or putting on our different colored feathers to kind of attract them to see what they want to see, we really just were like showing each other our authentic self. I really do think you can't pour from an empty cup. Because we were just investing so much individually, investing in our friendship, it made our relationship that much stronger.
I think I found more success dating intentionally. People expect kind of a one-word answer from that question of what do you want? Most of the time, there's just a really complex set of answers. What am I looking for in a relationship? What am I looking to get out of dating? And I think that answer changes sometimes. Going into dating apps, I was just like, oh, I just want someone who's fun, who has the same interests as me, and, I want to be attracted to them. A lot of people that I'd gone on dates with had like hit those things. At some point, I was like, I don't really think this part of their personality would be good for me in a relationship. I was able to find that by dating intentionally, having time to myself to reflect on how this date went, how I felt about it, why I thought it was good or bad.
Intentionally, I was actually putting time and effort into it. When I didn't prioritize it, I wouldn't make the time for it. So if someone asked me out, I'd be like, cool, here's my calendar for the next 2 weeks. I have one available like evening. Things wouldn't progress because I was like just very busy and I was unwilling to sacrifice the other parts of my life for it. But then once I was like, okay, like this is more intentional for me, I would make the time and then take a harder look at the person and then cut them if I didn't see long-term potential.
How do you take yourself out on a date?
I like to just like take the whole day to myself. So maybe it's like waking up, doing like a workout, getting something I really like for lunch, and then having the afternoon to like either catch up with people or just play video games, but definitely treat yourself. Maybe it's like some retail therapy.
I love the exploratory help because I get to touch things. I would love to go on a massage, sit at the Dolores Park for some kind of people watch. I like to draw people. So I would take out my sketchbook and sit in the park for like an hour or so and just draw people. It's like very like therapeutic.
I like to take myself in on a date.
Ooh.
I like my favorite TV shows or my favorite movies, sushi takeout, candles, and sometimes a bubble bath. TV show categories is trashy. Like Grey's Anatomy.
Oh.
No, Grey's Anatomy. It was killer TV seasons 1 through 10 through 12. We're in season 16. Half the cast is dead. Now they're all like intern children. I would say it's no longer high quality TV, but I still love it. So, Grey's Anatomy. Or some Gilmore Girls. Some feel-good Gilmore Girls. My bubble bath scent is eucalyptus mint.
I had lots of practice in this because I was long distance for a while. But for me, I'm like, what are the things that actually make me happy? Not things that I read in a self-care book that says you gotta take a bath. Baths give me anxiety. Yoga gives me anxiety. I really love to cook. I really love to eat. When I have a glass of red wine, I'm reading like a super good mystery novel. I got The Bachelorette on the TV. That is treat yourself time. Do the things that make me happy. That involves a lot of sweets, a lot of drink. Honestly, just like living intuitively.
Heyo, it's Chloe. Thank you so much for watching this video series on dating. I hope you liked it. Also, I just started a Twitch channel called Colors of Chloe. Send a follow there for streams throughout the week, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye!